Night isn't just the absence of light, it's when the unknown takes center stage. In the stillness, every creak becomes deafening, and shadows take on sinister shapes. These true, terrifying tales unfold under the veil of night, revealing just how disturbing the darkness can be. Each story is deeply unsettling, and their lengths will take you deeper into the fear, minute by minute. In 2016, Mark was driving from Colorado to his hometown in Kansas for the holidays. It was a long journey, and most of it was through desolate stretches of highway with no sign of civilization for miles. Around midnight, as Mark's eyelids began to droop from exhaustion, he spotted a figure standing by the roadside. It was a young man, probably in his 20s, wearing a tattered coat and jeans. Mark hesitated but eventually decided to pull over. The young man climbed into the passenger seat with a simple "thanks," and Mark resumed his drive. The hitchhiker introduced himself as Ryan and seemed friendly enough, though his pale complexion and gaunt appearance were unsettling. After a few minutes of silence, Ryan said, "You should slow down. There's a deer up ahead." Mark, startled, slowed the car, and sure enough, a massive deer leapt across the road just moments later. Grateful, Mark thanked him, but Ryan just smiled faintly and didn't respond. As the drive continued, Ryan made several more eerily accurate comments. "Your sister's going to call you when you get home," he said at one point, which Mark dismissed as a lucky guess. But when his phone buzzed at his arrival, it was indeed his sister. What truly unnerved Mark happened as they neared a gas station. Ryan pointed to a side road and said, "Don't take that route. You won't come back." Mark felt a chill run down his spine. "Why?" he asked. Ryan simply turned to him with a blank expression and replied, "Because that's where I died." Terrified, Mark pulled into the gas station to let Ryan out. But when he turned to the passenger seat, it was empty. There was no sign of Ryan, not even a mark on the seat where he'd been sitting. Shaken, Mark decided to take the longer, safer route home. Later, he learned that the side road Ryan warned him about had a history of fatal accidents, often involving lone drivers who vanished without a trace. The moral? Not every warning is from the living, but it might save your life. Have you ever felt something strange in the dead of night? A noise that pulled you out of your sleep? Or seen something in the darkness that couldn't possibly be real? Welcome to Mr.Nightscaring, where the veil between truth and terror is lifted. The screen shows a foggy forest with a shadowy figure in the distance, slowly walking towards the camera. We bring you real stories, chilling encounters shared by those who've lived through them. These are not just tales to scare you, they're glimpses into a world where reality and fear collide. Every story will leave you questioning, will you dare to listen till the end? Quick shots of an abandoned house, a flickering streetlight, and a distant scream play on the screen. One click is all it takes to join us. But beware, it's not just a subscription, it's an invitation into the unknown. Are you ready for this journey into the depths of fear? A hand appears on the screen, clicking a glowing subscribe button. The text "Subscribe now" flashes across the screen. Hit subscribe on Mr.Nightscaring today, and become part of a select few brave enough to face the truth lurking in the shadows. Because now, darkness isn't just the night, it's a story waiting to be told. The screen fades to black as the logo of Mr.Nightscaring glows faintly, accompanied by the tagline, "Real Stories. Real Fear." In 2018, Clara moved into an old townhouse in Savannah, Georgia. The rent was cheap, and the location was perfect, but the house had an unsettling vibe from the start. Her neighbors avoided talking about it, and one even muttered, "You're brave to live there." The first few nights were peaceful, but on the fourth night, Clara woke up to a strange humming. It was soft at first, like someone singing a lullaby, but it grew louder as the clock struck midnight. She searched the house, but there was no one there. The next morning, she asked her landlord about it. He dismissed her concerns, saying the house was old and probably just settling. But the humming continued every night, always starting at midnight and stopping exactly at 12:15 a.m. One night, Clara decided to record the sound. When she played it back, she noticed something chilling. The humming wasn't just a tune, it was a voice repeating words. "I'm here. Let me out. I'm here. Let me out." Terrified, she contacted a local historian, who revealed that the house had belonged to a musician in the 1800s. The musician had gone mad and locked himself in the attic, where he eventually died of starvation. His songs, they said, were his only companion in his final days. Clara decided to investigate the attic, despite her fear. When she opened the attic door, she found a small, dust-covered piano with keys missing. As she approached it, the humming grew louder, filling the room. She left the house that very night, unable to endure the haunting presence any longer. The moral? Some melodies are better left unsung, especially those born from tragedy. In 2020, a group of friends went camping in the Nevada desert. They wanted to escape the city and enjoy a weekend under the stars. The first night was magical: clear skies, a warm fire, and the distant howl of coyotes. But around 2 a.m., strange things began to happen. Emma, one of the friends, pointed out a light on the horizon. It wasn't the moon or a star, it was moving erratically, zigzagging across the sky. The group brushed it off as a plane or a satellite, but the light kept getting closer. By 3 a.m., it was hovering just above their campsite. It was a circular object, glowing softly and making no sound. Suddenly, their campfire extinguished, plunging them into darkness. Panic set in as the group huddled together, unable to move or speak. Then, Emma screamed, pointing at a figure standing at the edge of the campsite. It was tall, with elongated limbs and glowing eyes that pierced through the darkness. The figure didn't move but seemed to be observing them. After what felt like hours, the figure vanished, and the light in the sky shot upward, disappearing into the stars. The group packed up and left at dawn, too terrified to stay another night. Weeks later, Emma discovered strange marks on her arms, 3 small dots arranged in a perfect triangle. No one could explain them, but the group agreed never to camp in the desert again. The moral? The night sky holds mysteries that are better left unexplored. These stories remind us that the night isn't just the end of the day, it's a realm where the unknown comes alive. Whether it's a ghostly hitchhiker, a haunted melody, or an unearthly visitor, the darkness conceals what we fear most. So, the next time you find yourself alone at night, remember, you're never truly alone.